Hey guys, what's up? This is your girl Megan, and I'm finally getting some time to do three book reviews that I've had done for like a month now, but the wedding is finally over. That's right, you can see my lovely rings. I am finally married, so technically I guess I'm Miss Marshall and not Miss Falk anymore, but we're still going to call me Miss Falk because it's a cooler name. Anyway, we are going to start with book one, which is Swtich by Megan Hart. So get ready. Here it comes. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be reviewing two books. The first book is Swtich by Megan Hart, and the second book is White Girl Problems by Babe Walker. And the reason I'm putting two on this video is because I have three videos. So there'll be one where I'm dressed just like this, except for I'm talking about another book. But this first book I'm going to talk about was so awful that I refused to even go in depth talking about it. Okay, the book's called Swtich. And let's start with the story of how I stumbled upon this god-awful book. I walked into, oh, my camera's so high. I walked into Books A Million. I said to myself, Megan, because I often talk to myself, Megan, you've been reading a lot of porn books lately. You need to tone it down because your water bill is hella outrageous because you're taking like cold showers left and right, and you just got married and you probably don't want to be making a baby that quick, and you need to lay off like your porn book. Walk into Books A Million, totally ready to buy something out of the ordinary that I haven't been reviewing lately, when there's a huge banner that says, if you love 50 Shades of Grey, you will love these books. Damn, I did love 50 Shades of Grey, so now I'm stuck, okay? So it says 50 Shades of Grey, and it gives all three. And then it gives Bared to You, and it has the first one with next one coming soon. And then it has the Switch series. And I said, well, I did love 50 Shades of Grey. And I did love Bared to You. How can I turn down the opportunity to find something I love just as much with Switch? So I bought the book. And I go home, and I read like the first 4 pages. And it is all full. I can't even explain to you, it took me like 3 weeks to read the first 4 chapters maybe. So what is Switch about? Switch is about a girl named Paige. And Paige loves ink and stationery and paper. Yeah, no, it's really that boring. And do you get it? Her name is Paige, Paige, but I think she's trying to make a page reference. And Paige is just boring. And her story is boring. But then, like, the last 100 pages come along after I make myself continue to read this horrible book. And in the last horrible pages, you realize Paige is kind of a slut. And she's sleeping with her doctor that she met that lives in her building. And she's sleeping with her ex-husband. And she's thinking about sleeping with her boss. So, okay, I possibly smell a 3-way coming on. I'm going to continue to read. And I do so. And when I do so, the book just ends. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. She decides she's just going to be with her ex-husband. And that's it. We don't get to find out how the husband feels. We don't get to feel like it's just over. And you're like, WTF, I have spent a month at this point because, I mean, it took me forever to get into the book. And when I did get into the book, you disappoint me. And I'm also so angry when I read this book. If you look, I'll hold it flat for you. You can see how warped my book is. I got so angry, I threw it in the pool. Sorry, Megan Hart. You get an absolute horrible rating for me at Miss Falk, and I'm sorry to my nerd nation if you saw where I tweeted that I was reading this book and you went and purchased the book. I am sorry you spent your money on it, okay? I guess we were bound to find a book that we hated, and we've had so many good ones that this is the first one that I absolutely would tell y'all to skip. And it taught me a very valuable lesson. Everyone is trying to gain popularity out of our 50 Shades, okay? If it says on the back, if you love 50 Shades, you'll love this book. Okay, the only one that I have found is Bared to You. And the only reason I tell people to read that one is because if you read 50 Shades of Grey and it was just too much, the sex scenes were too much, you were upset that Anastasia couldn't hold her own, that she was vulnerable and weak-minded, then Bared to You was your alternative because it's everything that most people complained about. And the sex scenes weren't as graphic. These sex scenes were something that you could read out of like a Dr. Seuss book if Dr. Seuss had porn. But I don't think he does. But that would have been awful. Nonetheless, literally you can find like more cool things in a PG-13 movie. So chunk it. We don't want them anymore. So that's, I hated the book so much, I refused really to even review it because I don't want to give her any publicity to all of my wonderful fans out there. So I was so angry, I went and bought another book. And I said, this time, Megan, no porn books. Okay, so I like ran past the 50 Shades of Grey section. And I came across one of the funniest books I have read since Chelsea Handler's books. My Life in a Horizontal Position, you know, God Thank You for the Vodka, all those. She's hilarious. And I've never found a book that I literally laughed out loud about until I came across this book called White Girl Problems by Babe Walker. Now, if you're in the Twitterverse, which I assume if you're on YouTube, you're on Twitter, you have seen the hashtag white girl problems, country problems, black girl problems. There's like a million something problems. This is the girl that started it all. And this is not like a sit down and read all night and it's not big stories. Every story is like 4 pages, 5 pages long. So it's a whole book in short stories that are so funny and so outrageous, you will really be laughing out loud. Like, it brings a whole new meaning to it. To give you a little example, Babe Walker, one of her, yes, here you go. Here is a title to one of her chapters. There you go. Yep. I'm not going to say the F words out loud because I'm not a big cusser. But if I was, I'd be reading it to you. But they are just so funny. So what it's about, this girl is named Babe Walker. She's a total hottie, right? She's been a hottie since the day she was born. And her dad is a big-time lawyer for all these execs. And she's a billionaire. And, she's this richy rich girl. And all of her white girl problems are problems that even normal white girls don't have. In fact, her problems have gotten so outrageous, she is now in therapy because she has spent some thousands and thousands, actually, to be exact, $246,893.50 at Barney's. So they have put her in rehab. And she is telling her stories to her therapist why she's in rehab and why she's so mentally delusional. And it is the funniest things that you have ever read. So, if you're like me, and there are times in my life, this past month especially before the wedding, where I just could not find time to sit and read a novel. I wanted to read, but it had to be something quick and something easy and just something that was funny and would relieve the stress. And if you're like me, and you need those sometimes without having to sit through an entire novel, for God's sakes, go pick this book up. It is hilarious. It's worth every penny, and it's so cheap. It was $13. And I actually saw a copy of it at Target, and it was even cheaper there. So you don't even have to go to a bookstore. You can go right there to your Target, and if it's at a Target, then I'm sure it's at a Walmart. But she was hilarious, and I give this book two thumbs up, although I can only have one. 2 thumbs up. So those are the 2 books for this video. As you'll see, they're very, very short, but it's because I'm about to start working on, and I'm dropping my computer. I'm about to start working on the second video for the 3rd book, which is, you guessed it, My Reflection in You, the Bared to You sequel. It is awesome. Awesome, awesome. So, stop watching this. Give me your like, subscribe. Yeah, that way, because it's backwards. Subscribe to my channel. Facebook, tweet, Miss Falk. And guys, don't know if you knew this or not, but I have a little entertainment website that's up and going. Called missfalk.com, and I would love for you all to come check it out. Right now, it's kind of under construction, and we have new stories being posted because I took a little break while I was on my wedding and honeymoon. But everything should be back up and running by the end of this week. So go check it out. Leave lots of comments. Tell all your buddies to come see me, because it's got also book reviews on there. So if I don't have a video up, I'll have it up on my website. Go check it out, and I'll see y'all there. Later, baby.